your cell phones and pagers, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
All right, let's stand next to Karen.
Okay, I've written the sequel to the poem that I wrote 20 years ago. 20 years ago today, at their lovely wedding party, I had the honor of giving a toast to Linda and Marty. On that day 20 years ago, I can honestly say to you, I had no idea that every wish and prediction I made would actually come true. I said I hoped they'd enjoy plush surroundings, and they certainly have a place that's plush. I also hoped their marriage would hit the jackpot, and they do still hold love's royal flush. It came true because in the oil drill of love, they really hit a gusher. And in the landscape of married life, you'll find no grounds are lusher. Marty and Linda are still a couple for the ages. To totally explain why would simply take too many pages. Back then, I said they were as good-looking as Beatty and Benning in their prime. Today, they are still a beautiful couple, showing no ill effects from the passage of time. I wasn't just trying to come up with a rhyme when I called them the Steve and Edie of their time. Every time that they perform at an event or party, everyone is in total awe of the talent of Linda and Marty. Marty and Linda were so close 20 years ago that our family said they were joined at the hip. They weren't always thrilled with this comment, thinking some of us were just giving them lip. But since I was there, I must tell you it's true. They stood so close together that no one could pass through. If you didn't know better, you'd think they were attached by glue. Today they are still holding hands and staying close, long after they first said, I do. Yes, now 20 years later, no one can still tear them apart. They still seem to share one body, one soul, one space, one heart. When you dine out with Marty and Linda, they eat identical dishes. I bet if you were to observe them, they take identical pishes. But they are not just connected for the good times. This past year has brought a difficult road. But as always, they found they were never alone. They shared the heavy load. If Marty had a sleepless night, then Linda had one too. If Marty felt sad and anxious, then Linda also felt blue. If Marty thought he could not go on stage, Linda would insist, yes, you can. He would go on and give a brilliant show. She was the woman behind the man. They are a duo, a team, a perfect match, quite simply made for each other. Yes, indeed, it all came true, every part of my toast to my brother. To find a stronger marriage, I simply don't know how. I predict I'll give another toast 20 years from now. One thing that I didn't predict at Marty and Linda's wedding was the direction that my life and theirs was destined to be heading. Who knew 20 years ago that we'd be living in Vegas together one day, just 5 minutes apart in distance and close in every way. So once again, let's get off our asses and take a moment to raise our glasses to the couple that still rises above the masses and will remain as one for as long as time passes.
Give it up for my super talented. Look, Rocky's crying. And folks, there's one more order of business before we eat. At our wedding, our daughter Bari was 7 years old, and she was the cutest flower girl. And the Tropicana, what Linda wanted, it had to be you to be played as we exited the chapel. And the Tropicana gave us a wonderful singer. Her name was Miriam. We decided, again, to skip Miriam and to keep it in the family. And we're going to bring up our daughter Bari to sing that for us right now. Come on, give her a big round of applause. And if anybody wants to get up and slow dance to It Had to Be You, that would be great. All the way from Chicago, she's going to graduate this school this summer in San Francisco to get her MBA in Arts and Painting, MFA, MF, whatever. How about a hand for Bari? Here she is.
I'm a little nervous. I didn't really memorize the lyrics.
I'll help you, honey. I'll help you. And one more, just one more order of business, I promise. I want to acknowledge somebody very special in the room today. Give it up for my brother-in-law, Ed Kramer from Kansas. Ed was in seriously bad shape back in November. And it's a miracle that he's here. And we love you, Eddie. And Bari loves you. And you're just the greatest guy in the whole world. And we're just so proud and honored to have you here today. Thank you. And in saying that, I just want to mention that when we're done and after everybody's eating and milling around, we're going to put the video on with no sound from our wedding, and you'll get to see how everybody looked then. And I just want to just mention there are many people just 20 years ago that were at our wedding that are no longer with us. It's amazing, but I just want to read off the names of those people who are here in spirit today. Betty Silber, Harry Kramer, Muriel Hochberg, Roberta Glenn, Bonnie Silber, Barbara Chernoff, Mary Silber, Ray Simon, Paul Simon, Betty Spies, Bob Spies, Ann Weiner, and David Eccles. We think about you every day. Thank you very much. Enjoy your lunch. We're all so glad you're here. Thank you.